This week's Compute This, there are just 4 days left. 4 days to order a Windows 7 computer.
Thor Schrock is the owner of Schrock Innovations. Welcome back, Thor.
Nice to see
Thanks
you.
for having me, guys. I feel like every week we've been talking about Windows 8. I'm like, I was asking Mary, are we boring people here? Because
It's a
this
big
is
deal.
such a major.
This is it.
It's such a major change from what Windows used to be or is right now. Windows 8. Describe what it is.
all right, Windows 8 is Microsoft's newest operating system. So if you have a computer right now, you probably have Windows 7 on it. Maybe Windows Vista if it's a little bit older, 5-year-old computer. Or if you're one of those bitter clingers, you might
Windows
still
95?
Wow, what kind of clinger
You have
are you?
97?
I have 97 on one of my computers.
was
I
it
really have
95?
Vista
Was
on
95 the first one?
95 was when everything changed. So if you want to compare Windows 8 to any other operating system and what it's trying to change, Windows 95 would be the comparison. You remember with Windows 95, they introduced things like plug and play, where you could just plug in something and it would work like a flash drive. They introduced the start menu, where you click start. You remember they had Rolling Stones, start it up,
Yeah.
They click start and the menu would open and that's how you get to all your stuff. And it was a complete departure from Windows 3.1, which if you're under the age of 18, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about with Windows 3.1. But nevertheless, Windows 8 is a complete departure. Instead of having a start menu, when you turn on the computer, you get tiles now. The best way I could describe it is, somebody put it really good on the internet in one of the reviews I read. This looks like a tablet-based operating system. So an operating system designed to run like a tablet, but stretched and tweaked to make it run a computer. It wasn't ever really designed to run a PC, a desktop, or a laptop. It was designed to run on a tablet or a phone, but Microsoft wants to have one unification, and there's a big reason for this. There's been tons of news over the last week. You had Google with their whoopsie-daisy early earnings report. Their printing company actually accidentally released their quarterly earnings a week early, and they were disappointing, badly disappointing. And Google's stock just...
No kidding.
Because in Facebook, I mean, look at Facebook's IPO, that's
Right.
been tanked. And the reason that Facebook tanked is because they were having trouble making money on mobile ads. Well, Google makes most of their money on ads. And if more people are going to mobile and Google's having trouble making money on mobile, that's a problem. So what Microsoft is trying to do here, Microsoft's quarterly earnings are a little shaky for their first quarter that just ended because they're pinning a lot of hope on Windows 8. They're going to push Windows 8 every which way from Sunday. So basically on Thursday, if you walk in the store, there's going to be Windows 7 computers everywhere. I would hate to be the guy working at a box store Thursday night because you have to change out all the displays.
Right.
Literally on Friday, if you go in to buy a computer, it's Windows 8.
There'll be some
period.
Windows 7 hangers, like basically the open box items that they're trying to move out to get
Yeah,
rid
the
of.
models.
But the thing is, they're going to be discounted, but because Windows 8 is less expensive, they're going to be about the same price.
Why is it that Windows 8 is less expensive when it's the new thing?
Because Microsoft wants to push it. If you look at Apple's model, you can buy the new Apple operating system for your Apple computer for like 40 or 50 bucks. So Microsoft wants to
They want everybody to use that.
they want everyone to adopt it as quickly as possible because it's going to open up abilities for them to sell mobile ads.
Yeah.
Okay, so Windows 7, should you get Windows 7 or not? Because we've talked about this in the past because Windows 7 is still out there. Windows 8 is the new thing.
Yep.
But there's some price considerations and then some compatibility issues that you need to talk
Windows
about.
8 is not a bad operating system. Windows 8 is going to work. Eventually it's going to be a nice solid operating system. The question is it going to be a Windows 95 that changes everything, or is it going to be a Windows Vista, which is a horrible disappointment? The jury's still out on that, and that's why Microsoft's earnings are so shaky. Now the big deal here is Windows 8 is just a different way of getting to the same stuff. If you get past that user interface, everything under the hood is still Windows 7. You get the control panel window open, looks just like Windows 7. Everything under the hood is there, but they had a really prominent tech blogger sat his dad down and showed his dad, 5-minute intro, here's Windows 8, here's how you do everything. All right, Dad, get to your desktop. And after a couple minutes of fumbling around, he managed to open the desktop app, because there is no native desktop in Windows 8. It's an app that you run. And then he got it open. He thought, hey, this is pretty awesome. I can get to my email now. This looks familiar. I've got some icons here. I can work with this. And then when he was done, he said, okay, now, Dad, get back to that start screen with the tiles. He even called it the start screen. Got a little hint. Start button goes to the start screen. And his dad spent 20 minutes trying to find his way back because there's so many little hidden things, like drag your mouse to the right. Don't click anything, but just leave it on the corner of the screen, and a menu will slide open. There are also problems with Windows 8 still. There are early adopters, and this is what I talked about on my radio show this week. If you're an early adopter, like I have to be an early adopter, I already have mine pre-ordered. It's going to show up on my doorstep the first day. I won't even have to leave my house. I'm going to upgrade my home computer and then spend all day in my office playing games. Well, I'll be doing work. I'll be
Right.
working.
Sure you will.
Right.
But I'll be thoroughly testing the graphical interface of Windows 8. But basically, you know, if you're one of the early adopters, you're not going to have as much trouble with this because you're going to be motivated to do it. If you're just an average user that uses internet, email, word processing, you have a pretty important decision to make. You can go to Windows 8 and it's going to be a headache for about the first 2 weeks you use it. You're going to have to actually work hard and learn how to use your computer again, or you can stay with Windows 7 and just have it work.
But only 4 days to do it. The holiday special, is it going to have Windows 7 or Windows 8?
Right now, it still has Windows 7. We've sold through over half of the 150 that we have available. But on Thursday, it switches. Thursday at 8 p.m. when we close, it switches just like everybody else to Windows 8. So
But
if
it's
you
the
want
same
it,
cost? Is the special the same
price.
cost whether you're getting 7 or 8?
it's the same price. But if you want Windows 7 and you wait until Windows 8 comes out, we have to charge an extra $150 because we have to put 2 licenses on.
Two. Got
Gotcha.
it.
So orders after Friday come with
The
8.
holiday
Yeah.
special, by the way, that's a PC, that's a laptop, and if you're familiar with Schrock Innovations, then you know those suckers fly, but they're already making them available for pre-orders right now, even though we're not fully into the holiday season. Online, SchrockInnovations.com, and 3 locations at Village Point, Papillion, and the original in Lincoln. Thor, a lot of info today.
Good stuff and a lot to think about this week.
We're building our first holiday special desktops today, which is really cool because we told everybody they wouldn't be in until mid-November.
And you're already getting to it.
We're getting some of them in.
Ahead of the curve.
Yeah, so we're gonna make some people happy. So don't call and ask if yours is one. We're building 2 today. That's
Yeah,
what the rest of the week, the rest of the parts are going to start arriving, and we're going to actually start building these things up and
Busy
making some
week
people
ahead.
happy.
Good stuff.
Thank
Laura.
you for
Thanks
coming
coming
in.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Later in the show, one of the voices from the mega successful movie Madagascar 3.
And I'm talking with best-selling author Patricia Cornwell about her latest book. We'll see what's in store this round for Scarf.